Right, so we've done our bolognese in the previous video, one of the other videos. This is just how to do a lasagna. So obviously just go through the other videos to get the bolognese, which obviously we've done earlier, which is nice and rich. Leave that go cool. It's going to be easier to make your lasagna if your bolognese is cool. If not, obviously your pasta's going to curl as you're doing it. Right, first off we're going to make a roux, basically just a white sauce for your hob on, and we're looking at around 35 grams of salted butter. Just let this melt down now. What I would do when you're doing this as well is preheat your oven to around, well, we got a fan assisted oven, so probably around 170, 180. This is going to be obviously so when you finish doing your cheese sauce and making up your lasagna, then you can just put it straight in the oven. So just let this butter melt. And what we're going to do next then, when this goes down, is add in the flour. Right, so the butter's melted now. And what we're going to do is add in your flour. This is a plain flour. So here we've put in around 2.5 tablespoons, heaped tablespoons that is, of flour. Give this a good mix in, because you don't want this to be lumpy at all. By here we put in a pinch or about a quarter teaspoon of English mustard powder. Again, give us a good mix in. And now we're going to add the milk. We've got a whole milk, and it is 3/4 pint. Just do a little bit at a time. Always keep mixing. You don't want any lumps at all. As you're doing it, it's going to keep thickening and thickening and thickening, so just keep going as quick as you can. Each time just making sure there's no lumps and every single part is getting mixed in, and just make sure it is on the lowest heat, because this can bubble up and go the wrong way very quick. So as you go in, you'll feel like it's not getting thicker anymore. You're basically just topping it up, but just keep mixing it, keep mixing it. So that's all the milk. And what you want to do is, it's going to be around 5 to 10 minutes. Just keep stirring it, not constantly, just every so often, and suddenly you will start to feel to slightly thicken. So this has been cooking down now for around 10 minutes. It's really starting to thicken. Obviously, if you want to speed it up a little bit, you can turn it up a little bit and then turn it down, but just keep stirring, otherwise it will burn to the edges. But this is the sort of consistency. You can see it's going. At this point now, you want to add a bit of pepper, only a little bit. Give it a good mix in. Some people like to put in some nutmeg, but I got to be honest with you, I'm not a massive fan of nutmeg. And don't be tempted to put your salt in, because obviously you've got your salted butter already in there, and the cheese is really salty anyway. So what you do now is you take the heat off. And we're going to go to using a spoon. And we're going to go to the cheese. So we've got about 100 grams of cheese, sorry, like a normal cheddar, which we use mature cathedral cheese. We've also got some parmesan, around 20 grams, and just mix the two together as they're going in. This is going to give you a good sauce thickener. This should give you a nice creamy, thick, cheesy sauce. And you can use this for a number of different things, like you could do macaroni cheese, or before you put the cheese in you could do like a white wine sauce, whatever you need really. Taste. Give it a little bit more of the cheese. Just leave a small amount just to sprinkle over your lasagna at the ends. So as you can see now, you've got a nice thick creamy cheesy sauce. That's your sauce done. Next we're on to, so just put that to one side now. Next we're going to put a lid over it so it doesn't go too hard, because next we're going to be basically building the lasagna. Right, so your cheese sauce is done. You've done your bolognese sauce earlier, so now we start to layer it up. So you want to put a nice thin layer in. One pack of pasta should be fine. Depends like what your oven dish is going to be like, the size of it. Remember, you don't want to go too thick with your bolognese sauce, because you're going to have a few different layers in here, and it'll end up like a bolognese otherwise. Okay, onto your first sheets. So what we've done obviously, you let it cool. Reason being you've let it cool, because otherwise if you put your pasta sheets in, they will start to sort of cook or curl up on the edges. With the type of dish we got rounded edges, so it's easier just to cut the corners off. Obviously just get quick measurements of how far you're going in. It's only got to be rough, nothing's exact. If the pastas overhang each other, not a problem at all. And corners off, fingers crossed off it. Yeah, roughly. Next layer of bolognese. We do try to get 3 layers out of it, but sometimes I don't know why, I must be laying it different, or but sometimes you get 2, sometimes you get 3. Either or, it tastes the same. Okay, so next layer. Come off and check it in. I've cocked up a little bit with this, so just putting a little bit extra pasta. It really doesn't matter because no one's going to see it at all. Another layer. This should be a last layer of meat. And if you like a really meaty lasagna, rather than doing like a 500 grams sort of bolognese sauce, you can do a 750 or 1,000 grams, whatever. Sorry, yeah, whatever you want to do. All the recipes that we do, it can be sort of manipulated however you want. Really, just adds more meat or. What I would say to try and do is avoid getting too much of your mess at the side of the dishes, only because it will burn. I'm on for the last layer now. So that's your last layer done. Just time for the cheese sauce. Right, you're now ready for your cheese sauce. So just evenly spread it. Try and go around the edges, because that's obviously where it's going to start coming up. The pasta's starting to slowly cook or curl. There's a little bit more cheese sauce left than well, you don't need really. So it just depends if you want to go a bit thicker on the top. And then what we've done is I've added a little bit more cheese, probably about another 20 grams of cheddar to the grated, just so we can sprinkle over the top. And there we go, one lasagna to chuck in the oven, or if you like, let it go cool, let it cool, and you can freeze that then to stick in the oven whenever you're ready, and that's it. Right, so it's been in the oven now for around 55 minutes to an hour. It's time to take it out, have a little look, see what it's like. Yeah, and that's done. Now you just want to let that sit now for about, I'd say about 10 minutes, just waiting for it to cool down a little bit, and then it's ready to serve. Right, so now it's time to plate up, so get a sharp knife. Just make sure you cut through all the pasta, otherwise it could be messy. There you have one beef lasagna.